Oh, finally! I do believe it's working. I had to just restart that. So I've got to wait for it to load in now. It would not start for some reason. It appears to be on now. So let's see if this continues. Hopefully. So it's going to be a little bit of a dead bit in at the front now because I tried a couple of times. It wouldn't start. So I thought, oh well, I'll quit it and restart it, and it started recording just as I was restarted the game. I was going to wait till it got past all this to show you, because sometimes it doesn't get past this bit. So if I can cut this out, I will, but I don't know if I can. Right, it looks like it's working all right. Yeah, it's coming out on there. So hopefully this will work. Sometimes it just stays on this screen for a bit and doesn't do anything. So I've got to restart it. So we'll see how we get on. If not, I'll have to do it again. Come on, Project Spark. You know you want to. You know you love it. Okay, right, it's going. Right, just took a little bit of time. So yeah, the normal thing to do to get this game to run right is you wait for it now. Right, my profiles come up. This is doing the loading, and then normally you would switch this off. I'll try sometimes when you switch it off, it does not switch off. It keeps going, so I might be able to restart it. But normally I go offline and then come back online. Because it goes very jittery here. Okay, you see, it's very sluggish. And sometimes this does not work. But just see how quickly it responds. Oh, it is responding. Okay, sometimes it doesn't really want to respond. Okay, right. Now it should start loading up my assets in a minute. So these are the three different ways you can create. So I did one the other day where, I was showing about the creation. It didn't come out great because it seems to be coming out a bit blocky, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can get my stuff to load up. I think sometimes on the second time you try loading this, it seems to respond a bit quicker. But it's trying to load in my games. I mean, I've got a few little save games and things, so it might just take a little while. I was going to get all this set up for you, but for some reason it wouldn't start recording, so that's 3 minutes wasted already. But the last one came out, a little bit pixely. And normally, Twitch is really good in that it comes out nice quality. It's slightly blurred, but not too much, because it is doing it in 1080p, so it should be pretty good. Right, now I showed you my Hobbiton one before. I'll very quickly just show you the bits that were added. Alright, I am adding a new section called Bree soon. I can't add it to the actual Hobbiton one, but I can do it as a new world that you can travel to. Alright, so I'm going to try and add in the other Lord of the Rings ones that I've got saved, so that we can make this like a bit of an adventure, really. So we'll see if we can do that. I did actually have the 14 doors there at one time, but they just kept getting in the way, because all 14 of them would follow you, and they just got in the way. So I decided not to have them and just have Thorin. So yeah, I was going to put in a way of skipping this, because you've seen this before. I have got to alter this camera, because what it is, the camera, if it gets close to an object, it tends to jiggle a bit like that. And when it comes near to this one, look, the camera adjusts to that. So I've got to make that sequence there so that it doesn't get too close to anything. I did bring this one a little bit closer too, because it was a bit far away before. So we do the usual sequence. But you've seen all that before, right? And then it just goes to there, and then I'm looking for someone to share an adventure. Alright. Okay, right. We'll look at the gate, or it'll probably slam in my face. Right, so, you know, we got the garden, we've got Hobbiton, you know, sorry, we've got Bag End, we've got the lovely little garden here. Sorry, the, you know, his stuff that he's growing, you know, the corn and we've got a few flowers there because he likes his flowers. Right, and then of course we've got the cart here with the fireworks, and there's a coin up there as well if you wanna. He does jump very high, but you know. And then of course you've got the inside bit. And actually, for some reason you get stuck trying to get up there. And then you got the inside bit, which I'll show. I have got it so that the lights are on now. So some of the lights are on. Okay, so at least it's not completely dark when you come in here. At least there's at least one light on for you. So I've done it so it's a bit lighter when you first come in. Alright, so there's a little torch. So I'll put the old torch on. Alright. It's a little bit by the thing. So, but yeah, it's bare minimum because you're limited on how many objects you can put in the game, and I've got a lot of objects as you can see because all the houses and things are, you know, they're all connected together from pieces, so obviously they're adding up to a lot of pieces by the time we do this game. So we've got this nice little house here with a blue door because they like all different doors. We got Sam is over here somewhere. He's probably wandered off because they sort of wander off in random directions. So they do wander off a little bit. So the garden there, and there's coins all spread around the world, about 65 coins or something. Oh, there's Sam, he's off walking out there, look. There's Gaffer Gamgee. His name appears when you get close. If you get far away, look like that, it doesn't appear. Alright. And that is supposed to be a sign saying Gaffer Gamgee's house, but... And immediately it goes to winter, and there's Sam, of course, and he says, oh, are you Master Bilbo? I'll do you a bit of garden later. So you've seen all this before. I did a couple of houses round here. Alright, and then I'll show you one of my very, very early iterations of this whole bit. So remember, it's got a cart here, it's got an inside that is actually I carved out of the, you know, it's a little bit round here, but you know, it's just like wild land here. It's just like other bits where there's nothing there. And then you've got this lady with the fire. So remember this, with the fire, she's got some pots and pans and plants and things. Okay, we've got the whole, this bit here, plus that shop there. Okay, plus the couple of houses here as well. Plus the tent, plus all this stuff here and the fireworks. So if you remember all that, all these are pushed into a hill. So it's actually like a hobbit houses, so they are actually built into the hillside. Okay, they're all slightly different as you notice. Now I'm going to do this quick because I've already done a Hobbiton one before. There's a little squirrel there, and it's a few characters jotted around. I can't put too many in because I'm limited. The guy with the quest there, and there's the mill, and there's a couple of, I think there's one or two houses here. One house there, and then you've got the whole this bit here. Now from before when I showed this before, this sign was wrong. It didn't say the Hobbiton, it said something about trolls, you know, trolls over there. So, and then you've got the shop here, and then you've got the green dragon. Okay, you've got the lady walking around and Thorin. Okay, you've got the guy there, and then you've got the inside of this, of course, alright, which you've seen before, so I won't show you that bit. And then over here you've got a lady who wants, you know, who offers you a quest to find her axe that's lost in the wildlands. And, oh no, actually it should be, I think it's the trolls or something. That one says, you know, that one says to Lone Land, that one says to the Green Dragon. And you go along. Now if you take on the quest at the shop, you get three goblins appear, and one of them appears round here somewhere. But they don't appear unless you take on that quest. So I did it so they, you know, they don't appear unless you take on the quest. So it was, you know, smoke up there. I don't know what that is. And then you've got Farmer Maggot's farm down there. That's a bit of a slope there. I'll have to even that out a bit. And then you've got, yeah, Farmer Maggot's farm here. Nice little over-the-top view here of him with his little garden there. Look, plus he's got all his corn and everything that you remember from the film. They walk through the corn. So I'll do this quick. Alright, and then, so I've just moved the signs around and just made it so they were pointing in a better direction. And then way over there you've got the trolls by the fire there, and then beyond that is the cave where if you take on that quest to find the axe, it's in the cave back there. And then all right, and then we go out here to the sort of well, I call it the sort of wildlands. You know, in the film, it's called something else. So there's loads of coins. I said it's about 65 altogether. And then you go around here, and there's wolves. There's all kind of wolves around here. There's a wolf around here somewhere, which sometimes falls in the water. So this is a little bit of a dangerous area, and there's two different ways. And if you go around there's like a couple of wolves. There's a cave further on with a large creature there. Oh, and there's also a bandit person here as well that sneaks up on you because there's bandits out in the wild. And I've made them a little bit tough, and sometimes they drop meat. So they will actually drop a bit of meat. I mean, I do drop some treasure or drop an item, really. I mean, I could do that, to be honest. And then there's a little sort of den there, like a wolf's den, where the sort of king of the wolves there, the grey one there. And you get stuff there. And there's a little cave there. All right. And then there's also somebody else there that sort of hijacks you on the way. All right. So that's the whole new area that I did, which is through that area there. So this is what we've done so far. I am probably moving the camera a bit too much. I don't know whether that is what's making it blurry. So I'll try and be a little bit more gentle. Okay. So anyway, that is how much I've done up to date. This is what I've done up to date so far. Okay, so if we exit that, okay. And by the way, actually, while this is done, let me just show you something, because this is 2014. I did this, which is when this game came out. I've started on this whole project, so it's been going in and out, on and off for 6 years, or yeah, 6 years. Right. So if we look at this sort of long distance view, and I can go right out here, this is the whole area here that I've done. Okay. So this is the extra area, and these this bandit here, it's got a very, very large. That is its sphere that it can detect, and really that should be a lot less. So I can go into that, and I can go into the properties, and I could adjust all that. I won't do it now because obviously that would be boring. All right, but she's got like a little light. There's the bow that she will pick up. So there's all kinds of stuff like that in it. Whoops! Oh, what happened there? I just shut off. Oh, I went very, very low there. Right, I think that's because I was low, below the level of the land there, and it sort of shut off. Right, now when you take on this quest here, and I can sort of go in like 3 levels, plus I could manually adjust the camera. When you take on this quest, that is her sphere of detection. So when this lady walks around this path, so this gives you an idea of how I made this. So I created this pathway that this lady will walk along. All right, because she will walk along and she will interact, and as she goes past each person, and she gets within the sphere of influence there. So that's his, and that's the path. That little ball just shows you the path that it's taking and how slow they will do that, because you can alter the speed of that. All right. So as she interacts with each one of these, then she will do a talk. There's the quests there. There's the coins. And then here's the bridge. Now, this whole camera opening shot is all done with this camera here. Alright, so if we go on the camera and go into the brain, that whole beginning section is governed by this camera. Now, the first thing it says is deactivate the brain of the woodland peasant, which is me, which is, the person that's playing Bilbo, right? So it deactivates. That's so that you cannot control it, and then for a duration of 16 seconds, which is how long the opening sequence is, it does a letterbox, which is why you've got the black lines top and bottom, and then it displays in a medium font at the screen top left, in a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit, and blah blah blah. Plus a comma, plus, and then the next line of the text, and then the next line of text, because there is a limit to how much. So I just kept adding plus signs, commas, all that kind of stuff, all in the same area, and it would just do each one under the other. And then I told it to follow the camera to follow this path that I defined without control. So in other words, I can't use my controller. Transition in between it, and it's called flat. So this is the kind of idea of how it's made, and then it runs along the path. All right. So it says path complete on the path of the path. What that means I don't know. And then you activate the woodland peasant, and then you gain control. Okay. And then after like half a second, the power goes off for this camera, and then it destroys me so that I don't interfere with the game anymore. All right. And the other pages are completely blank. So that's that whole opening sequence. Now this cube is purely where the camera goes, I do believe. It just tells that thing to power on. Okay? And then it follows that path. Now I can adjust this path, and it does actually hit something. I think it might be that hill. So, you know, we could just grab this particular, if I can get it in the right spot. You do get like a little vibration on the controller, and I could grab that, and I could just stretch this a little bit like that, just so that maybe it's away from where it was, so it might go a bit more smoothly. And it could actually be that getting in the way there, so the camera may react with that and try and pull away, and that's why you get that jerk. So I might have to put an extra piece in there just to do that. All right, that is the one that governs the 24-hour cycle. And that is the one that governs where you can change the time of the day. Alright? Alright, so we can get like a nice overview of the whole area here. I mean, beyond that, I mean, I could have put hills here to stop you looking out there. But that is what it all looks like from the editing point of view. Alright? And yeah, I could have put like mountains here or something to stop you going on. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now, so you've seen now the whole of this, okay? So if we get up high, really it's quite a large area, you will see. It's alright? I mean, obviously Hobbiton's the highest bit. And then you've got the pub there, Green Dragon, and then you've got this two new bits that I put in. First of all, I just had the troll sort of just about here. But then I opened it all out, expanded it all out, so it's a nice big area, put a cave in. So those are the two areas that I added. All right. Now let's exit that. I'll save and exit that because I made a slight change to the camera, and I do overwrite. And I'll see if that goes a bit smoother next time, but I won't do that now. Right. Okay. Now if we go back to my list of all my project. See the project, these are all my earlier, so this is the latest one and this is the one before, so that's a day ago, and it goes back all the way to 6 years ago. Alright, so if we go to 6 years ago, so see how far I got. Now there were a couple before this, but in the end I deleted those. Alright, so let's look at the difference between the two. Alright. Now, Brie is on there purely because I've added Brie that I will add at some point, but I've just put a spawn point there and named that Brie, so it thinks there's Brie there at the moment, but there isn't. Right, now first of all, you notice there's no opening sequence, okay? Alright, and his house is actually not built into the wall at all. I mean, he's got a nice bit of garden around it, although those plants are rather large. But there's no, you know, he's not growing corn or cabbages or anything like that. But I mean, it looks quite nice. Oh, and you notice there's a bit floating up in the air because, you know, sometimes I do that. So as you see, there's no inside either. You cannot go inside this. All right. And then if there's no cart, look, put the fireworks in. Okay, and if we go up here, because this hill's pretty much the same, there's Gaffer Gamdy's house, but there's some guy who will help you fight for some reason, but there's no Gaffer Gamdy, there's no garden here, and there's no Sam. And this comes to an abrupt end there's a house there, which again is not built into the hillside, and there's nothing around here, so all this is completely empty. Alright, so as you can see, there's a lot missing. There's still a squirrel there. Oh yeah, this guy's probably going to follow me now. I might better kill him actually. He's going to follow me all the way now, and of course Gandalf never speaks the whole time. And if you go down here, remember I said, you know, there was a lady there cooking meat over a fire, and there was a few pots and things. Nothing here now. There's no two houses on the right hand side there. There is most of what I've done with the chairs and things, but you know, they're slightly different now. Before it was just chairs. Now the more modern one is more, you know, I've got a few extra tables and things. There's Bilbo's chair. There's no coins. There's the odd coin, but not very many in this. In fact, I don't think there's any coins in this. And you notice all the houses are pretty much the same. Okay, there's no washing line, there's no fence, there's no farm around the back. There was a farm around the back, there's none of that in the game. So every house is not built into a hillside, they're just like that. Okay, and then we go around here, there's no house around here. There's the bridge, there's no signs, there's no guy here giving you a quest. Alright, and I think the mill still works, but that one didn't work quite as well because obviously the outside bit doesn't turn, so I took that out in the end. And then here, where the signs and that were, it comes to a very abrupt end. So all that wildlands, the trolls, everything like that is gone. And there's no green dragon, there's no lady at the store, and there's no lady walking around, and there's no guy there to talk to. So this was 6 years ago, alright? And there were ones before it. Now most people that copied my game, because you can copy this from the community, you can just, you know, download them from the community, and you can say, oh, copy it and edit it and say it's yours. There's some people copied this and then they claimed it as theirs, but eventually they made sure that the creator was named, and if anybody else did anything on it, even though it might just be one plant put in, they called them a co-creator. But obviously I'm the originator, so and then the inside that I was going to do for Bag End was actually going to be here. So I took loads of pieces and tried to build an inside to Hobbiton. There's a door, you know, there's a piece there that would have been the door. Okay, so I was trying to build it in here, and then the teleport was going to take you to here. As you can see, it's very, very big, actually too big for the character. But I was trying to make walls and ceilings. As you can see, it was proving very difficult. It was going to use a tremendous amount of parts. So I would very quickly run out of parts by the time I'd finish this whole place and do a kitchen and whatever. So I just randomly bang stuff in here, trying different ways of, you know, using least parts as possible, but it was proven to use a ridiculous amount of parts. So I decided to scrap that whole idea and just cut out of the hillside, make a nice big hill, put this sort of pushed in a little bit so that you could just see this front bit here, get rid of all this bit here, and then build a hill, put some windows in, and then expand the garden and do a complete interior. And I did it by doing a great big hill and not having a top. Alright, so it was kind of cut off at the top. So I could carve it all out bit by bit, put it all in, and when I finished, then I just built some land over the top of that. Okay, so that is 6 years ago. Alright. And you notice if I go into edit mode, I usually put it onto that one. And as you look into the edit mode, you'll see it's very, very small. So I removed all this bit here because this was completely useless, because I gave up doing this because it was just a ridiculous amount of parts. So really, this is all I had. So as you can see, that whole section over this side is gone. The whole 2 extra areas over there all gone. But this was still what I used. The same bit of land I still used for all 3. It's just that I extended this a bit to put some more houses in, and then just cleaned up this whole area and just makes it look a lot better. All right. So That's what it looked like 6 years ago when I first did it. Although there was a few iterations before that. Okay, iteration seems to be my favourite word of the day. And I'm hoping this comes out a bit clearer than the last one, because for some reason, the last couple of things I've done on Twitch have been a little bit more blocky, so which I'm not quite sure why that happened. Right, let me go through these and I'll just look at what it says on it. Right, so this one is still 6 years ago. Let me go, oh yeah, if I press that obviously there, I will delete it, or I don't want to do that. Just go across and see whether I have got... Right, I'm going to do that. Alright, and see how far I am on this one. Again, ask me for a choice. So it's still a work in progress though. So, because I'm still trying to add to this and make it better. I mean, it's only for my own enjoyment, but I can put it on YouTube and you can see it. Right, again, there's still nothing here. Alright, it's pretty much the same, but all that area, that bit there has gone completely. So I managed to remove that. But I've now got a cart here. So this is when I first did a cart. Now you notice the horse doesn't look very good. There isn't horses in the game, so I had to kind of construct one. And nobody had done a horse in Project Spark, so I kind of did it. Now it was a bit tight to get past here, and I think I did it a bit too big. But I did adjust that, because you can adjust the sizes of these things. And I think I've actually made Bilbo a bit shorter. So I think it's still pretty much as it was before. Yeah, so not a lot has changed. It's just a few little changes. I think there's still stuff flying up in the air. That looks the same, but now I'm beginning to add a little bit more extra detail. Alright, so you've got this lady now with a little fire and some little plants here. So now's the beginnings of me starting to expand it, and you can chat to this guy. Okay, the seasons cube, I think I didn't have the post there so that you could interact with it and change the time of day. But the seasons cube is in this, it's just I've made it invisible so you can't see it. But now you'll see that I'm building these into hillsides. I still haven't got it quite right, but at least I'm starting to put it so that it looks a bit more like it's in a hill, but it still wasn't good enough, so I scrapped that and did it so it was even better. But I have got some characters wandering about. Still haven't got the farm there. There's a cube there that shouldn't be showing, but it's showing for some reason. Alright, but you see I'm starting to put a little bit of detail. There's no detail there, but I say I've just added a little bit more to that top bit. But this bit is pretty much the same. But this guy now, I've actually added that so that he just says, "You're a silly old fool." Still no quest, still no houses here. So I'm starting to add a little bit to it now, right? So then I started opening this out because I wanted to put the green dragon here. So I started building on here and adding some trees and stuff. And in this, if you could actually paint, I showed you a quick creation, doing a bit of creation and doing some painting, but you can actually paint and it would do trees, rocks, flowers, all that absolutely for you. So you can't, instead of just painting and then having to add trees, you could have done the whole lot in one go. This is where I was going to end up going to the new bit. So you can see how my game is gradually evolved. Okay, so if we look at now from the distance now, and it always seems to start on that for some reason. Alright, then you see that it is a little bit bigger now than it was before. And that bit there is... Oh, it looks like I've tried to do it a little bit more compact now. So I'm actually starting to build a little bit of that thing now. So all these other parts have gone missing. Why there's a great big hole there, I do not know. But I was kind of... I thought I might get somewhere with this, so I pursued it for a bit, and as you can see, I actually started to do an interior with a fire, and so I actually started to do this a little bit smaller, but in the end, I ended up scrapping it. Okay, So there's no intro still, but at least now I'm starting to expand this area, okay? So anyway, so that's a little look at the development of how I did that, okay? I will do it without saving it. And then as a little bit extra, I thought you might like to see some of the other creations that other people have done, which I've downloaded, because obviously you can't download them anymore. So there is a Helmsteep, there is an Isengard, and there is a Brie. I'll start off with, say, Brie, because that would probably be, you know, the one next. And this is the one that I'm going to add into the game very shortly, so I can sort of step on a little teleport thing, and then it would, I think I'm going to do like a fade to black, and it'll say travelling to Brie or something, okay? So this is Brie. So this is what's, you know, I've had nothing to do with this game. This is somebody else has made this, okay? So we're going to, if we press play on that, it says either continue or start at Brie. So I'm going to, because these are like a campaign, so you can join all these together, and then if you press it again, it will take you back to where you came from. So it's going to be like you could do all these things. Now these gates are rather aggressive, they tend to try and knock you off. But here we are, sort of Brie, and I think that we arrive at night time. I think I put the welcome to Brie. He's forgot to put a thing on there, and all his torches for some reason are jumping up and down. So he obviously hasn't sorted that out. And then if you go in here, you can actually go inside, and it kind of teleports inside. Alright, it just says open the door, but I don't think, I've got a feeling this might be separately and actually outside of the game. Alright, that door actually leads nowhere, so there's no point going there. Alright, but he's got nothing inside, but they're just enterable, because this was a work in progress. But you know, he's done a little bit of stuff here. Look, he's done a little bit of a garden there or whatever. And this one is also the false bit you're seeing on there. He's done it so you can name it. So this is like inside. This could be the Green Dragon, in fact. So he's got a little table there, but obviously he's only just started it, and he didn't do too much. And that, I presume, is a side door out of there. And then there's an upstairs. So he was starting to work on this, but obviously upstairs he hadn't got that far. Okay, maybe I ought to do an upstairs, to be honest. Alright, so hang on, I've got to find the door out now. Which was the door out? This one? No, this is the side door. Oh yeah, one thing I found is I can't jump over that. Yeah, he's actually done it so I can't jump over that. It's a bit sneaky of him, isn't it? So we've got to go out this one. Right, so the first two, that one and that one, you can go in. I must try not to turn the camera too much. I think that's what's making it go all blurry. And then these are just like a couple of little roads. What does that say there? This is still a work in progress. The first two buildings to the left you can enter. Right, okay. And that one doesn't have an interior yet. So it's got little signs. And they go around little alleyways and things. So it's not bad. And this is like some potions, but I don't think it's actually works. It's just that when you press that, it just sort of looks at the tables, I think. Alright, so I don't want to make this too long, because I just want to fit in a few others as well. So it's not a massive town of Brie, obviously, because, you know, it's a lot of parts you have to join together here. Alright, but there's nice few little decorations to things, you know, and then it shoots off there into the distance. Alright, so, you know, not a bad little Brie there. And I think that's the only Brie that I saw. I don't think I really saw another Brie. If it was, it wasn't as good. So that was probably the best one of the Bries. Okay. So that's that one. Let's see what next. Middle of Adventure is actually a kind of start of an adventure, but I'm not sure if that works anymore. Let me see, what other ones? See, some of these are mine, some of these I've downloaded. That's a particularly good one, but a nice opening sequence, much longer than mine. This one is actually not bad. I know one of them's really good and the other one's not quite so good, but I can't remember which one that is. Yeah, I think that's it there. The others. So let's go and do, say, let's see, what would come next? Let's say Isengard. Alright. Again, this is somebody has created this. So it's nothing to do with me. I just downloaded it. And had a look at it. I may have added like a signpost, something like that. Now he's got two choices here. You can either do the Gandalf bit, or you can do the March of the Ents. So there's two different games in this particular thing. The Go to Middle Earth bit is where somebody chose a Middle Earth hub, and all these iterations of Lord of the Rings, all the best Lord of the Rings ones, he put together into this giant map, and it is a kind of little map of Middle Earth. And as you flew over on the little bird there, it's like a little eagle, and came to each area, it would ask you if you wanted to load in one of those games. So it was like a little hub to load in these games. And that was made by somebody called Henry Rhinoceros. I know, funny name, innit? And I presume this is Wormtongue. Saruman is in his tower. And then you've got, all the trees and all that. And there's the wall all the way around. Okay, I'll try not to do it too fast. Alright, so let's go up the stairs. And here's Gandalf, and of course his cloak is just a piece of wood. Right, and then... Now this was very dark when I went in here, okay? So I just upped the lights a little bit, but still a little bit dreary, so I might make them a little bit brighter. Gandalf, my old friend. Which is a line from the film. And then he's got a few little torches here. So not bad. The sun's rays shining through there. That's one of the special effects in the game that you can put in. There's his throne. It's actually not bad. And then if you do this one, now the bird is supposed to be up here. It's supposed to be our bird, and he's for some reason is shot down there. I adjusted it because it was sort of hanging over the edge. Okay, so I adjusted it. It looks like it fell off. So I have to replace that back to where it was. Okay, but yeah, this is the top of Orthanc. As you can see, it's quite a large area that he's done. He's done it all the way around in a complete circle. And if you notice, in the background there's a whole bit over there as well. And that is the other part of the game where you can do the last March of the Ents. It's actually a game that you can play. Alright. I don't think the other door goes anywhere. Oh, it does. Oh, it's just another room. See, this is how it was with the Saruman room. Very, very dark. So I put a light in there and got so that it'd be a bit brighter. I turned all the camera's levels. I sort of tripled the brightness. But yeah, oh yes, this is actually not. I mean, this is not bad. This is quite good. I quite like this. And where that leads, I don't know. Oh, there's even a back bit as well. Do you know? I didn't even know this. So this is not a bad little Orthanc at all, is it? And of course you can't open that because that's his. And then we go back to here. Alright. And then we can, I think this one takes us back down the stairs down. For some reason it does that. Alright. Okay, so that's that bit. Alright. Now, if we restart this, okay, if I do exit and restart it, okay, because you can actually just restart. You can also edit from that bit. We could do this bit, and we've got last March of the Ents. And then we've got the trees were my friends. Destroy the pillar, right. So we've now got on Ent, and Merry and Pippin are on it. I mean, they're a bit small, but there you go. Here's a big tree. And you can do, this is a whole actual game. So there's Orthanc over there. It's pretty big, as you can see. And it says destroy the pillars of the dam. So right, so we go over and we press the bit, and there's there's a few people there, and you can smash these up. All right. So we've got to destroy the 4 pillars. So we've actually got a little bit of gameplay here, which is quite nice. Where are the others? Oh, it looks like he hasn't finished this because I can't see 4 pillars. Oh, I see. Oh, it's inside. So actually, the inside bit that we looked at, do you remember with the trees in? We've actually got to go in there. So that wasn't one of the things we had to destroy. Oh, we forgot to paint that bit. So that bit we saw with, Gandalf going in. Oh dear. We seem to have hit a problem here. We can't get over that. So let's see if I can jump over. Can. And he moves quite slow because he's a tree. But yeah, some enemies here, I think. Oh no, it's a signpost there. But we, so now you can see all the trees have gone and they've been turned into these horrible towers, and you've got these archers on there. So we've got to try not to die, obviously. So I don't know if we can have an evade, but we can jump. And we've got to destroy these pillars. There's the bird that I've got to reposition. But yeah, he had it positioned at the top of the tower. Alright, so... Oh, it's actually not doing a countdown on the 4 dams there. But it could be we're hitting the wrong ones. Oh, I hope we don't get killed. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of gameplay. I'm not saying it's brilliant. I mean, some people are incredible with this game. They've done some incredible stuff. And we can destroy this as well, so... Although the smoke gets left behind. Oh, there's Gandalf there. So yeah, we can smash this. Alright. But yeah, it looks like he hasn't finished it yet. Because it's not working. I wonder if we can destroy this. Probably not. But I mean, that's a pretty impressive Orthang, really. I mean, I quite like that. That is rather good. So some people have made some incredible adventures in this, and I mean some really, really top games in this. Really incredible RPGs with with items that you can do. You can equip items, you can buy items, all that kind of stuff. So some people have done some amazing stuff with this Project Spark. Okay, so there's the Isengard. Alright, so it says co-creator, but yeah, I barely created anything on here, to be honest. So I haven't really done anything bar change the sign. Alright, let's look at Helm's Deep, shall we? Now this has got gameplay in it. Again, it's not the best in the world, but it has got gameplay and we could easily die here. So I'll have a very quick go. I don't want this to be too long. But I'm trying to do a better version of the one that I showed. I showed this before and unfortunately it didn't come out. It was a little bit blurry, so I'm trying to do a bit less movement, but what we got to do is literally bash all these. And we've got to try and knock down these ladders. Now it's a little bit sluggish, this one, because there's a lot of characters in the game. And if you look at... If I go into editing and you look at how many characters are in this, normally about 40 characters or 40 animals included in that. It's all you can put in this game before it starts to really start to chug, and there's probably, well, I don't know, 100 in this, so it actually goes into the red. And oh yeah, I'll probably die here because there are a lot of people here. So I'll try and destroy that because there's more coming in. So if you destroy these ladders, it actually stops more coming in, so you can finish these guys off. But I did actually do this whole sequence, but oh, and I think I crashed it. That's because there's so many characters in this. The game is really, really struggling to keep up with it. So let me show you. And I've got the advanced settings on, so you can... So when you go into edit mode and you've got advanced settings on, it gives you an idea of the performance. At least it should do. Okay, it's not. So I thought I'd put that on, but it looks like I haven't. I mean, I could put that on, maybe it's not that. Yeah, it should be doing that, so I'm surprised that hasn't come up. But normally, when you go to edit mode, it will actually show that. So for some reason not. But anyway, so this is what he's done, and if you notice, it's not a bad rendition of Helm's Deep. And there is gameplay in it, because first of all you've got to get rid of those ladders at the top. Then you've got to go down, and if I zoom in a bit, let me zoom the camera in a little bit. Then you get another quest here to help Aragorn, I think, down here, and you got to fight some more. All right, and then I think there's a bit further on where you got to do it again. But look at how many there are here is a ridiculous amount, and that's why this game sometimes crashes. Okay, but look, there's a ridiculous amount of people here, all the way up here, all the way up there, and that is why it really struggles, because it's way more than, like, I think it's 40 characters. It runs fairly well, and then you start going over that, and it's actually was in the red, which means it's gonna really affect performance. But as you can see, it's not a bad Helm's Deep. Not brilliant. I mean, I've seen a better one than this, but pretty good. Pretty good. So I won't save it. Good idea. We'll probably take a few of them out, and it might run a lot better. There is a lot of enemies to kill in it, I'll tell you. Okay, so that's Helm's Deep, and I have seen better ones. So these are not all the best ones. And then I'll show you just one or two more. I'm not sure if I've showed you Gollum's Cave. I think there's another one somewhere. I'm not sure if I've shown you that one, the Battle of Five Armies. Let me show you the Battle of Five Armies. This is kind of a quick look at my early development and a little bit of the Lord of the Rings one. So this is Battle of Five Armies. I'm not sure if I've shown this. Which again, the guy who made this has made probably 95% of it. I just added a few of the larger trolls, because he didn't have the large trolls in this. So he's got a nice little intro sequence. Fight the attacking orc army. I put the bigger guys in because the new guy, there was some new DLC. Right, that tells you the controls. So we see, he's nicely done it here. Okay, and there's sort of Erebor, and this opening sequence is all in slow motion, which you can do. You can slow down the speed, and then when you hit a certain area, it will start running at normal speed. So not a bad job. So it's like a nice little cinematic entrance there, and then you've got all these. Now I added some extra ones. It was just goblins, but I added this very large troll here, because that was a new thing that came into the game, a little bit of DLC, which I bought, and they weren't massively expensive either. And the dwarves that are with us, they can be killed, so and I made them tougher too, so they were very easy to kill when I did it. But I also did it so occasionally they would drop meat, because there wasn't very much. They're very tightly bunched, aren't they? But I added some wolves as well, or some wargs, should I say? And some of them come out of the little holes in the ground. So I won't play much of this. I'll just show you a little bit of it. All right, and then you've got a town of Dale. So as you can see, I added a few more extra ones. I better get rid of one of them. But all my dwarves could die, of course. Let me get rid of some of it, because otherwise I'm never going to be able to get to where I want to show you. Oh yeah, I made sure this guy's level was quite high, so it'd be hard to kill. As you can see, they're all coming after me. There's an icy bit here. There's wolves. I mean, I added quite a lot. I just tried to make this tougher than what it was, because it was really easy, and there was only about half as many of the people, so I just added a few more and make it a bit more interesting and make it a bit more challenging. But it was just really easy. God, they're making a lot of noise. Hang on. The sound on this is very loud. Well, it sounds loud to me. I don't know how it's coming out for you, but it is very loud to me. But so let me just turn the sound effects down just a bit. I don't want it too low, but so anyway, we're Thorin, by the way, if you're wondering. And some of the dwarves. I don't think it's all 13. Right, that's cleared it a bit, so I can at least show you this. And then over here, you've got like the ruins of Lake Town. All right, it's not a gigantic Lake Town, but it's like been destroyed, a lot of it. But it's a bit minimal. Now he's got this little arrow here which tells you where to go for each like area. So first you got to go over here and defeat all this army over here. All right. So it says defeat the enemies in Dale. All right. So when you've done this, try and get rid of the big guy because he's a little bit tough. And try not to die. You see, I made him really tough, so this would be a lot tougher to do it. And I did it so that you could get occasional meat just to fill up. And oh, actually, no, that was a gigantic axe. So the troll that had that great big axe thing, I did it as a weapon you could pick up. All right, I know it's a bit over the top, but I thought it would be a bit of fun. Obviously, I went too far. But yeah, and then you go up here, and then well, when you finish that whole bit, that arrow that was pointing there, although I kind of covered it up now because I've got a huge great thing, it would point to go into the town of Dale and then destroy all the enemies in there. And then once you've done that, you got to make your way up here. It will point up here, and you've got to make your way all the way up there to that bit there. So let me just show you that. So I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can. Right, but this will give you a better idea of, you know, how big it is and whatever. And these are all little cameras. So this is camera for that opening sequence. You know, it's all stuff placed. These are spawn points for a spawn, you know, to spawns. Loads of goblins. So I just added a few more and did it so that they come out by the holes in the ground there. Okay, so I just added that in. Oh, that's like an invisible wall that he's put, so you won't be able to see that. That's invisible, but that's to stop you going too far. Okay, and then you climb up this bit and you come up to this lower area here, and it's got a few little ruins again. And these are spawn points for goblins and things, alright, or cameras or whatever. Okay, these are special effect ones here, I do believe. So he's got snow falling as well, and then you come up here and there's like some meat there. There's probably an enemy in there somewhere, like a goblin. Alright, and then you come up here and then you fight the guy, you know, in the film, in The Hobbit. The big guy, you know, with the scars all over him and, you know, killed his father and all that kind of stuff. The guy with a metal arm. And then you come up here, and then when you come up here it sort of fades to black, blah blah blah, says well done, you finished the game. Alright, so not bad. And here's like the town of Dale with all the goblins in there. Alright, so it's not bad, and there is a nice bit of detail in this little town as well. Alright, so there's little buildings and, you know, little knickknacks flying around, and stairs, steps, and old trees and little pots and pans. So, you know, nice bit of detail in here. Plus there's a great big troll in here. So, you know, nice little bit of detail. So not a bad job, this. So yeah, I downloaded that and I thought it was quite good. But obviously there's different, you know, some people are good at programs, some people are not. And, you know, so some are work in progresses like this. I'll just show you one more. I can't remember if I've shown you Gollum's Cave, but that's a Gollum's Cave one that I'm doing. This one was, is one that I've started on, but I haven't totally finished it yet. But it's got a nice little intro sequence, so this is another one that I'm really working on trying to fill this out. So I've done 3. So we start off with that, and now you can skip it by pressing RB or Q if you're on a PC. And it does this little ooh, through the trees here. Ooh, creepy forest. Yeah, a few little sound, creepy music in the background, some eyes. But I mean, the camera's a bit wobbly. That's because when it gets close to objects, it tends to want to move. And then we've got Gandalf here, and then we've got some doors. All right. So you could have skipped that, but just by pressing RB or the thing. So here's some of the doors, right? They're all gonna like follow you. All right. And then we come up to Gandalf. So I've done all this myself. So this is completely beware in Mirtwood. Right, and there's Gandalf. Hello, Gandalf. I have to go south to sort out some business. So he's gonna, don't swim or swallow the water. It's poisonous. So he says that, and remember what I said. Don't. What did he say? What? He says, good luck. You'll need it. And then he will wander off, and he, as you know, if you've read the book, he goes off sort out something trouble with the necromancer, and he'll wander off and go on down there somewhere. Alright, now it says here these are the controls, so I'll put the controls in here. So that's what it is for a PC there, and then I think I put in the text when you click on the game that you know, for Xbox it's just standard controls. So yeah, left button, X button, there's a mouse, and then like for Xbox it's like Y, A, and B. All right, and then we go in here and it's like, oh, creepy, spider webs, you know, and the sort of path disappears every now and again, just to sort of make it a bit difficult, so you're not quite sure which way to go. And then you hear something and you see this is my animated spider, which sometimes works alright, and if that stuff hits you, it's poison. So the animation doesn't work perfectly because you've got to put a character in there inside of it to make it animated. It seems to be the best way to make it animate. I tried doing it animate each leg and it was proving rather difficult, so I put a character in it. But of course if a character jumps or something, it's going to make his legs fly up in the air. And they're busy fighting spiders. You know, it's the best I could do because there's no spiders in Project Spark, and nobody, I don't think, ever did a spider either. So, so it doesn't work particularly well, especially when you hit it, and sometimes it flies you up in the air because his legs are flying all over the place. Now, I've lost some of the dwarves already. They've already got lost. Now, if you got to here, you notice I've lost some health. And then like, oh there you are. And then it's also refilled my health. So I had that as a few eyes there. And then you kind of get lost. There's supposedly a path. The eyes are just hovering in space actually. So yeah, it's up to you. And occasionally the path will appear. Alright, so yeah, this is Mercury. And there's spiders all over the place here. And every now and again they'll catch up with one and start doing it, but this is the best I could do spider-wise and make it a little bit animated. But as you can see, it's not great. It's very difficult to animate each individual leg. Alright, so that's a very quick look at that, so I don't want to show you too much of that because it's not really finished. But it's a bit of gameplay. You know, it's not awful. I mean, it's probably the only decent bit of creation that I've ever done. Is doing this. And then Gollum's Cave I think you've seen. I'm not 100% sure, but so I'll leave that one for a minute, but I may do that as a separate one. Just see if there's anything else. Oh, the Middle Earth Hub. I'll just show you this, okay? So people made, there weren't very many people that did Lord of the Rings things, but over time people started doing Lord of the Rings things, but they also did, you know, they also did things like, you know, Star Wars, you know, you name it, they did it. Alright, so you control a giant eagle for flying to the top of Middle Earth. So you just got this bird, you see, you just fly along, and there's the Shire. So if you went over the Shire and you press that, it would, I think it will show you, and it's got The Hobbit Work in Progress version 1.2, which is what I used to call it, 1.1, 1.2, and that is mine. So he actually selected it for them. So he selected the best, and he put them into this little map. So just a little kind of map of Hobbit, you know, of you know, a simplified map of Middle Earth, really, and then Lord of the Rings Middle Earth. Okay. So as you go to each area, if there's a, you know, I think that's because there's actually no there's actually none of these are connected anymore because I didn't download them all. All right, I only downloaded the hub and a couple of them, but I didn't download them. So obviously, if it goes to the one which doesn't exist, it's going to do that. All right, but I just want to. So I shouldn't have pressed that really. They don't take that long to load these things either. They're not terrifically long. Right, so if we, so yeah, as you go reach one, if there's a map for it, he puts it in there. So there was a Bree and a Weathertop. Well, we've seen the Bree one, but there was also a Weathertop one. Okay, so you could have gone to the Weathertop. There's nothing for there. Moria, I don't think there was one for there. But there was a fantastic Rivendell, and I wish I'd not. I think I downloaded it, but I got started getting rid of some because I was running out of space on my hard drive. There's an Isengard one, a Helm's Deep one. So I mean that might have been one you saw, but might not. Nobody had done an Edoras yet, so there was none for that. But the Mirkwood one, mine was selected for that as well. Spiders of Mirkwood, see, that was mine. So I got 2 selected for this particular map, which is not bad. Then we got Lake Town Erebor. I don't think that is still there anymore. So I don't think I downloaded that one. And then we had a Minas Tirith. Now I did have the Minas Tirith one. I don't think there was an Osgiliath. Although no, I think there was an Osgiliath and there was a Minas Tirith. And the Minas Tirith one was absolutely awesome. I can tell you that now. That's just, you know, at the beginning it showed that, you know, that was just that. So that's just the screenshot of the, you know, when it opened. And then we got Minas Morgul, which I think somebody did. Some of them are just Mont Doom, really. I mean, they can't even spell. There may have been a Mount Doom, but I'll tell you what, there was a fantastic Barad-dûr, and I wish I'd have kept that one. And also there was a Black Gate. And I wish I'd kept all of these now, but I was getting very low on drive space at the time, because this was on the Xbox One, and I wanted to play other games, so, you know, I didn't retain them all. So unfortunately I didn't. So right, that's about an hour. That's probably enough. Okay, and you've got little, if you notice on the bottom left there, you've got Realms, Earth, Artistic, Scenery. You could put in little tags, so if people wanted to look for, say, environmental stuff, or scenery, or AI, you know, they could put those little tags in, and, you know, you can put that on there, just so that people could put in, say, AI if they were just looking for AI stuff. Okay, now, I'm just thinking of one out. I'll just try this one a minute. Because I want to see if this one will work. Let me try this, because I don't think this is my... I don't think this is my Hobbiton, although it might. It does look a bit like mine. So yeah, this had all these things in it. Yeah, this, but again, this is a different version than the latest one that I've got. And then that, for some reason, crashing. So it looks like that went wrong there. And then it loads in this Bree one, which you've already seen. Alright, and then this one, I presume, takes you back. Yeah, that one takes you back, I think. So it looks like this is not working correct, but this did actually work at one time. But as you can see, this is slightly different. Oh, this has gone back to my normal one now, I do believe. Yeah, anyway, we'll get out of that. But that did contain a whole sequence of things, and you could do the whole adventure from there to the next one, and then to the next one, and it just continued on into a great big adventure. And I just wish I'd kept it. So that was a shame. I'll just show you the other. There's another Hobbiton there, and I want to show you that because the beginning bit of that is really good. I mean, it goes on for quite a bit of time, but it's actually not bad. There, so let me just show you this quickly. I mean, some of this is a lot better than mine because this was more into, you know, he did a lot more work on this than I did. Because some people spend hours and hours and, you know, months and months on it. But his Hobbiton is not as good. If I might say so myself, the camera is rather fast. As you can see. It's very, very big compared to mine. And it's very spread out. But yeah, it's rather fast. Someone's done a little bit of music, obviously. Yeah, it's rather fast, isn't it? I think this had been a bit more condensed. It would have been, you wouldn't have had to fly this around. But yeah, it's not a bad little start. It's almost like the start of the movie. Right, good morning. What do you mean, good morning? Do you wish me a good morning, or is the morning to feel good this morning? Oh yeah, all of them at once, I suppose. Can I help you? It remains to be seen. I'm looking for someone to share an adventure. Adventure? I can't imagine anybody wants to breed, but they're nasty, disturbing, uncomfortable things. Makes one late for dinner. You might want to try over the hill and across the war. Which is more, actually, from the book. I think I've lived long enough to be Good Morning by Belladonna Took Sun, as if I was selling buttons at the door. So this is actually taken directly from the book. I'm sorry. Do I know you? You don't know my name, although not that I belong to it. I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. Not the same Gandalf, yeah. So this is straight from the book stuff. Although he's put 2 S's in there for business. So yeah, this is lines straight out of the book. And I've got the book. So it was a very, very long sequence, this. Alright. So, not bad. But you can't go inside it. Or can you? Hang on a minute. This is getting better. No, you can't. But yeah, some people have done some good stuff. I mean, there was one that did a fantastic Hobbiton, which, dare I say it, may have been better than mine. Although, I would find that very hard to say. Challenges is just the one that I just used to mess about and do all kinds of rubbish in. I'll show you it, purely for this. Because what I used to do is mess around. When it brought in new creatures or DLC or whatever, I just used to set it all out so I could see it all. So this is like a mash of stuff that I've just plonked in. Well, I didn't know there was an opening sequence. Oh! What's this? Oh, you can pick somebody. Oh right, okay, you can actually pick somebody. So you can pick somebody like Scarlet.
Just because they don't see me doesn't mean I'm not there.
So yeah, I did this. Alright, so they brought a lovely dragon into it, and of course he's going to have a go at you. And of course there's so there's a little bit of combat in it.
I'll be back for more.
And there's that things. So yeah, I made a little bit of gameplay in it just for a laugh. Why that cube is showing, I don't know.
No bark and no
But yeah, they brought a beautiful dragon in, so I wish they'd done a horse. Oh yeah, and this lady talks as well. So the champions that are in this game, they do actually talk. So I just put a bit of gameplay in just for a bit of laugh. But this is where I used to do challenges, because they used to have daily challenges, and if you did them, you earn points, and with those points, you could buy stuff. This is a bridge, and you know. Now this is a whole sequence that you could just put in. Stop hitting me! And if you get the thing right,
I've got this.
I could pick somebody else now. If you get the answer right, he allows you across the bridge. So I put that in, and there's the troll there. Oh, he dropped. Oh, there's a gigantic thing that you could pick up if you want, but I won't do that. That's stupid. All right, and then we can walk across it. So yeah, these are just bits that were in the game that were assets, and I just dropped them in purely just to mess about. So I just drew a very quick world just to have a little mess around on, practicing with the paintbrush, blardy blardy blar. All right, just so I could have a little run around and do stuff. I think there's a load of the. So yeah, this is just little something I just flipped together quite quickly, and there's some dirty, murky water there. So it's just a little mess around here, really. I was just practicing with all the tools and things, creating bits of land and hills just to practice. Oh, look at this lot! And of course, this guy's a wizard, so he can do it all from a distance. So he can scoot away. He's got a like, teleport thing there. And these were made actually by the development team of the people of the game. So these were ones that they sold as DLC. But eventually they give you all the DLC for free. They added the whole lot. The cube, I think, is just a placement for where these things are supposed to spawn, but apparently I made it visible instead of invisible. And I presume I can get rid of the dragon. I think he's trying to attack the... That's a pretty impressive dragon, I think you'll find. Oh, there's a zombie then. Although he didn't seem to be doing much. Oh yeah, I think there's one unstuck under the ground. Right, now this bit is me just trying to make an attempt at a dungeon. So I just slotted a few bits together because I was thinking of making a dungeon, but of course I never finished it. Because why would I? Because I'm lazy. So anyway, that's my little challenges one. I think that will do. I think that's enough. I don't want to bore you with all this. But I just used to just mess around. This is my little mess around world. Where I just shove things in. And then I thought, just for a laugh, let's stick a bit of gameplay in it, just for like a bit of fun. And I think that is all, because I don't think I've got any other Lord of the Rings stuff. I mean, I've got a Gollum's Cave, but I don't know if I've shown that one yet, so I'll have to check. It's just something to mess around with. You've seen that one, Skyrim Advance. You've seen The Hobbit. You've seen that one. There's a Pokemon one. It's got nothing to do with Lord of the Rings, but this was pretty cool. Very quickly show you this. Now, some people have done fantastic stuff, and some people have done pretty ordinary stuff. Alright, so there's a whole little room here. Now you can pick who you want, a man or a woman. Alright, press a button. Alright, there's a little room here with a little bed. So they didn't have beds, so people had to construct them. There's a little computer there. I don't need to use the PC now. I must go. So he's got a little bit. Do you want to go to? Oh, apparently that is a world you could have gone to. Oh, let me very quickly do that again, because that was quite interesting. And I'll try not to press that button this time. So yeah, some good ones that I thought were pretty good. I just downloaded them. I wish I'd kept all of them, but I didn't have a 1 terabyte drive then, and I was rapidly running out of space. So let's go for that one. Right. I'm not sure what I do next. Oh, it could be that I think you're supposed to interact with that. And then we're supposed to be able to get out of here, but I'm not quite sure how we get out of here. Oh, right, down there. Okay, fair enough. Mom, right, all boys leave home someday and all girls dream of travelling. It said so on TV. Oh yes, Prof. Oak, next door, I was looking for you. And then we end that. So it's not a bad little thing. It's just like a Pokemon game. Not bad. Right, and you've got a door, which opens nice and slowly, which is nice. But look. So this is like an actual Pokemon game from, one of those early games. That's showing Red's house. So that shows you a little like overview thing, and then you press that. So he's got like a little Pokemon thing here, and I thought it was rather cool. And look, there's a little Pokemon there. Hello. I'm raising Pokemon too. When they get strong, they can protect me. So there's little lines in it as well. What's that? Oh, trainer tips, blah blah blah. B to control your Pokemon, left trigger to control the trainer, press right stick to respawn. So you can, I don't know when you can do that. Oh yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad really. It's got somebody there with a Pokemon there. Technology is incredible. Are you playing Pokemon in Project Spark on Xbox One and PC? Not half. Right. Now, I think it'll get to the good bit in a minute. Oh, that's the Pokemon Research Lab. In there. Can I go in there? Oh, I can go in there. Look at this. There's people walking about. Yeah, I mean, I thought this was pretty cool. So, what's this? There's a mysterious Pokemon inside. Lights of different and in different colours are flashing on and off. There's a mysterious Pokemon inside, yeah. I study Pokemon as Professor Oak's aide. So there's nice little bits of interaction. Hi there, I'm Professor Oak. There are 3 Pokemon on that table. Those Pokeballs held inside the Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious trainer. Blah blah blah. You can choose one. Go on ahead and choose. So, and then you can go along, and you can actually choose one of these Pokemon. So there's one, Bulbasaur, or we got that one, Squirtle, or we have that one. Let's try that one, B. There you are. See, and now we've got a little character, Charmander. I thought this was pretty cool, so this is why I downloaded it, of course. Well, the door tries to shut on me. And I think there's a bit of gameplay in it. I mean, there was Jurassic Park. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You know what people are like, they copy everything. And that ain't it, you know. It's not just that, because we go in here and we can actually do some gameplay, I do believe. And we can go in here, and you know, like in the old Pokemon game, you get like something just suddenly appear. There it is. We've got to like. Can't remember what a trigger was now. Trigger what button was it? I'm pressing buttons and nothing's happening. But yeah, you see, there's loads of little Pokemon here. So Charmander is all on his own, being shot at from all directions. For some reason, I've not been able to do anything, so I don't quite know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I see. I could actually. Oh right, I actually can take over as Charmander. What can I say? This is rather good. So I can smash him, or I can press right trigger, and I do this. Got this like protective bubble. And depending on which one you pick, you have different skills apparently. So I thought this was pretty cool thing, so this is why I downloaded it. I can't interact with the Pokemon. I don't know how you go back. Oh, you press the right trigger down and then you can go back. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, not bad. A bit of fun there. What's in here? Oh, there's a little place here as well. Oh, that's where we first came in, wasn't it? Anyway, that gives you an idea, and he's still fighting. Alright, anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop there. I mean, it's gone on a bit too long now, but I hope you enjoyed that. That was a little bit of my early shots of how I made that Hobbiton game. And then the my spiders one, plus a little bit of the views from it from different directions and things, so you can see the whole lot. And then a few Lord of the Rings ones, and then we finish off with a Pokemon one. Be a good way to finish. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it an old like, because I'll put this on YouTube. I'm going to hope this comes out a little bit better than the previous one, because the previous one came out a little bit blurry, well, a bit blocky. So I'm hoping this one comes out a bit better. Okay, and thank you very much for watching. And like or follow or whatever, and I'll see you all again. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone. And guess what? I'll see you later. Bye everyone. Bye. And I'll leave you with that. By the way, it's Episodic Adventures, Voidstorm, and Conquer. And I might show you that one day. Because Conquer is a whole celebration of an old, a game, an actual game that was done by Rare, and they allowed them to do a little sequence of it, and they reconstructed it, the developers, and reconstructed that whole beginning part of one of their games, which is pretty cool. Voidstorm is a game that you can play as a champion, and you can choose a champion. You can play solo or in co-op, well, although I don't think the co-op works anymore. You gain XP as you go along, and you could also solve some puzzles as well. Alright, so I'll see you all next time, and guess what? I'll see you later. Bye everyone. Bye now. Take care.